In Pit Lane is proudly brought to you by Dynotech by Dyno Dynamics. For your nearest workshop, visit our website. And with the support of the Ramada Resort, Phillip Island.
Welcome back. You're here on In Pit Lane live on Channel 31. Well, coming up in a couple of weeks' time out at Sandown is the return of the Sandown 500. It's also the site of the next round of the National Formula Ford Championship, and one driver making his debut will be local Formula Ford racer and former Porsche 944 Challenge driver Hamish Hardeman. And he joins us here on the program this evening. Hamish, thanks for joining us.
No worries.
The Porsche 944, not exactly the traditional route into single-seat racing. How did that all happen?
Well, I started out in motorsport. My dad did a few track days in an MX-5, and I used to go and watch as a kid, and got to the age of 15 and he said, "Oh, do you want to have a go?" I said, "Yeah, I got my CAMS licence," and by the first track day I was already matching his lap times, and by the end of it we had a few tests in a 944 and we came across Rod Smith and he got me into it, and that's how I started.
So now that you've made the transition between the 944 into open wheelers, I mean, how much did you learn in the 944s, and what did you have to sort of forget once you got behind the wheel of the Formula Ford?
Yeah, I learnt a fair bit. I had to learn it all in my first year, because I hadn't done any karting or any side-by-side racing and wheel rubbing and bumping. But once I did hop into the open wheeler, I had to forget a fair bit about the bumping sides of things. You can't lock wheels in an open wheeler.
Well, you can. Romain Grosjean did.
Yeah, you can. I've had a driver come over the back of me at Sandown, but it's a completely different driving style. You have to be able to slide these cars and use that as your momentum. Instead of in a 944, you've got to try and be as smooth and find as much grip as you can.
Now, you're coming from the state level, but the state level in Victoria is very, very high. In fact, if you look through, there's the ranks of people who have been there. Pretty much all of the people in VA supercars now have come from there. So you're now moving up into the National Series at Sandown for this run. What are you expecting there?
Well, at the moment in the Victorian Series, I've been sort of around Anton De Pasquale and Macaulay Jones, and they've been running at about 5th and 6th in the National Series. So if I can keep up my pace, I'm hoping to finish around the top 6.
Then, well, Sandown is obviously a track you've had a bit of experience with. What's the secret to getting a Formula Ford around Sandown quickly? Because it's such a power circuit.
Yeah, it is a power circuit. How do
you, you're not overblessed with power. What's the secret of a fast lap at Sandown?
Well, there's a few scary moments at Sandown, like at the back straight and I don't know, under braking coming down the main straight. You've got to get over the top, the end of the back straight. Some people can back off a lot too much and it slows them down, and then they just lose their momentum. I guess it's just got to be a bit crazy, and you've also just got to pick the right lap to do it, especially qualifying. You got to get a lot of toe. That's what the Formula Fords you need to get a good qualifying lap. If you can get behind someone in the back straight or the front straight, you can get a good second, better than just going around by yourself.
Is it a bit like Formula V racing now, where you've really got to work together? If you want to get through, you've got to say, basically work with the other driver and say, look, there's no point rushing off into the distance. Yeah. We've all got to do this, like the peloton in the bike race.
Yeah. Well, you see, if there's a group of us in the Victorian Series that say the top 5, we'll nearly do a full race, do the whole race together, and it's really towards the last couple of laps where people can dart off out of getting in and out of slipstreams. Some people can get caught out and lose a whole lot of time and lose a lot of positions just from pulling out of the slipstream, not being able to find someone else to get back behind. But yeah, like that, you usually like that.
So this is your first national round. What are your plans for the rest of the year, and what are the plans for next year?
Yeah, it's my first national round, and we just plan on doing this one for experience, just to see the next level of pace. And next year we're just hoping on, I'm working at the moment with my management group to find sponsors to fund next year at least. But yeah, we'll do the full next 2 years in the Australian Formula Ford Championship, and after that eventually run in the tin tops throughout Australia. And my main goal is to make V8 supercars.
So that's one thing. I mean, obviously all the young drivers who come on here over the years, like particularly recently, have said V8 supercars. But when you look at it realistically, there's only so many seats to go around in V8 supercars, and there's going to be a backlog of talented young drivers. What's the alternative? Have you looked at the path and said, well, okay, if I don't make V8 supercars, where else can I go?
Well, the next idea is to go overseas, obviously, to Europe or America. Like Shay Davies has been over to America and he's done pretty well over there, and I've had advice to look at options over in England, because you run out of options in Australia, like you said, if you make it to V8 supercars. If you don't make it to V8 supercars, you're kind of stuck.
That's the thing. It's the one thing that we're really short of here in Australia, is like that alternative professional category, whereas if you're in the States or in Europe, you do have, if you don't make Formula 1, you've got World Endurance Championship, you've got other categories, British Touring Car Championship and all the rest of it. So, well, good luck with that. Now, how old are you at the moment?
I'm 19 currently.
19 now. So what do you do when you're not racing?
Well, I'm a second-year apprentice in carpentry.
Oh, you'll be loaded then.
Yeah, I've been saving a bit, just kind of help out Dad every now and then for the racing costs. And I know at bad times, it's a high-risk sort of job. I missed the last round in the Victorian Championship. I nearly lost my finger. In a garage door.
A garage door?
Yeah, a garage door, so I had to miss the whole round, and I only lost one spot in the championship though.
Well, it's better than losing a finger, I suppose. Yeah. But still, it didn't slow down Russell Ingall at all, so...
Yeah, that's a bit different, I guess. He's in the V8s and...
Yeah. Well, I don't think so when he lost his finger, but look, good luck with it in a couple of weeks' time. Thanks for coming in, and we'll follow your progress at Sandown. It's going to be a big meeting coming up in a couple of weeks' time, and also for the rest of the Victorian season. One round to go. But for now, Hamish, thanks for joining us in Pit Lane.
No worries. Thank you very much.
And thank you to you at home for watching. Now, next week on the program, speaking of the Sandown 500, our guest will be Gary Rogers Motorsports French V8 supercar driver Alexandre Primard. He's going to be joining us live. Alex, a former Le Mans Series champion. Speaking of Le Mans, over the break got the opportunity to head back to Le Mans, and while we were there on Saturday night, they have a huge concert. And the highlight, undoubtedly, of that concert was a band that we'd never heard of before, but are one of the hottest live acts in all of France. Their name is Shaka Ponk, and we thought, why not give you a bit of Shaka Ponk experience here on In Pit Lane. So we're going to take you out tonight with some music from Shaka Ponk. Next week we'll see you with Alexandre Primard, but until we see you next week, from all of us here at In Pit Lane, bonsoir mon amis, this is Shaka Ponk and Sex Ball.
I've got a boyfriend, a kind of superman, the kind of man you got to get to your bed. I've got a girlfriend, the kind of superman, the kind of girl the whole world wanna bang. We are wired, my love is sister. You got me, my love, and don't got you. Wanna be a bouncing ball. In love, I'm gonna fall like a sex ball. I've got a boyfriend, a kind of superman, the kind of man you
Why should you get your car tuned with a Dynotech dyno? Your car will be more fuel efficient. An accurate tune means saving money at the pump. Your car is safe. It never has to leave the workshop to be tested. Increased performance, optimised fuel consumption and more power. Reduced emissions. Protect the environment by minimising your carbon footprint. To find your nearest Dynotech workshop, go to www.dyno.com.au. Dynotech by Dyno Dynamics.